Ladies and gentlemen, so today I wanted to do a quick video with all the tips and need-to-know information for fighting Wasp in Marvel Contest of Champions, because if you go into a Wasp unprepared, you might be a little bit confused, you might take a lot of damage, and I think we're seeing that quite a bit with the Ultron's Assault variant, as there are some very stacked Wasps in. So today, we're just going to cover the essentials. So first things first, Unawakened Wasp has a 8% chance to shrink and evade, and Awakened a 10% chance, and whenever you attack into her when she's not stunned, this has a chance to trigger. However, her evade is also disabled whenever she shrinks, and she shrinks on kind of two different occasions, one whenever she throws a special attack, and the second whenever she throws a heavy attack. So Wasp is actually quite easy to fight, just by continually baiting out the special one over and over again. You see there's a little timer, and whenever the timer is active on Wasp, it means she cannot shrink and will not be able to evade your attack. So when it comes to fighting Wasp, it makes it actually pretty straightforward, but you need to be very quick on going in directly after the special one. So you need to look for that secondary kick, and here we have a couple of nodes that are giving her a chance to gain power whenever we have a buff expiring on us. So that's where she's occasionally getting a little bit more power from, if you were curious. But essentially, you're looking to bait out as many special ones as possible, wait for her to shrink, come out and then do the frontal kick, and then go straight in with a 5 combo very quickly while you still have the shrink up. Also, if you are attacking into Wasp when she is stunned, she will have no chance to shrink, so that's a very important thing to keep in mind. But also, if you're fighting a stun immune Wasp and you don't have the luxury of kind of getting a parry and 3 hits in, maybe in your Alliance War you want to parry in 2 hits if it is a stunnable one, you can always bait out heavy attack, which will make Wasp shrink, and then go in straight after that. But the heavy attack, the timing's a little bit different, and sometimes you don't have time for a full 5 combo. But also, again, something worth mentioning is Wasp's timer does depend on whether, first off, she's awakened, and secondary, her signature level as well. So the example you're seeing here is a 5-star dupe 200 Wasp, which is obviously right at the end of how difficult fighting Wasp can be in terms of that timer. So here, we're just switching to another champion, just going in attacking normally. You see she evades, we get the shock, and that's why Wasp is a good one to learn to fight, because she's just going to evade and deal a ton of fun and interactive damage if you're not aware of that shrink suit. So you've got to be very careful, especially when it comes to the variant mode Wasps, and make sure you are baiting out those special ones. But I thought, you know, for some examples today, we'd bring in Carnage and also Spider-Gwen, because everybody knows there isn't anything too special about Spider-Gwen. So just as a bit of an obvious example here, that is the heavy attack. You got to wait for the swoop down and then go straight in after. You see with the timing, it was a little bit different there, and we couldn't quite get in the full 5 hits after the heavy attack. But sometimes, especially when you have like a Wasp that has power gain and you're looking to keep on those special ones, in this scenario where there's a little bit of power gain via the Pilfered regeneration, it's a good idea to try and learn how to evade Wasp special one when you are in the corner. But also an equally good idea when you're fighting these really difficult Wasps as well. You saw it with Carnage, you're going to see it with Spider-Gwen. It's really good to use your special free when fighting Wasp, just because you can use that special free to throw out right back against the very back wall and kind of create that additional space, so you've got plenty of room to just keep on, you know, shuffling back and baiting out those special ones time and time again. But here we got the special 2, and ideally you don't want to get Wasp to a special 2, because there's no interval, as you can see here, really, for going in straight after the special attack and kind of making use of that time where she's just shrunk and cannot evade again. So it's very important, if you're looking to, you know, kind of keep up a good combat rotation with Wasp, that you only attack into her after she uses the special one or a heavy attack, or when she is stunned. So pretty straightforward stuff. But also you can use champions with True Strike, you can use Archangel as well. But if it is a very high dupe level Wasp, again, to keep in mind that the timer is very quickly, and certain heavy attack animations can essentially leave you dead. So you need to be very careful of that if you are going to bring in a champion like Archangel. Like using my Hyperion, I think on the very first run, I used a heavy attack, and you know, the first few hits went through, but then he's got a couple of delayed ones as well, and then she evaded those and dealt a ton of shock damage into our Hyperion there. So you got to be very careful throwing heavy attacks against Wasp. But again, pretty straightforward strategy for Wasp when it comes to the variant difficulty and all your Alliance War needs. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If it was helpful, smash that like button. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching. Take care and have an absolutely fantastic day.